Hello, are you ready for this wonderful energy of the Eight of Wands? This is the Eight of Wands. I keep forgetting, so better put it up to start with, haven't I? The Eight of Wands is depicted as 8 flying staves or wands that appear suspended. And some may consider them blossoming wands that travel at a maximum speed. Now, the background where they travel is a clear blue sky. And that's represented that nothing will stand in their way of reaching their destination. There's no clouds, there's no storms, there's nothing here to show that there's a problem. So it shows a majestic landscape with a river, if you look carefully, or a stream running through that gorgeous, beautiful landscape. It's quite majestic, that, yeah? And that breathes life into this image. So the ones also appear like they are about to land. Some say we can't tell if they're taking off, and some say we don't know if they're going to land. I would always say this is signaling that things are going to land, telling us they've had a long journey from A to B. Image depicted by the Eight of Wands means the difficulties with the Seven of Wands are over. And so it signals a strong level of energy that states that different aspects of your life are trailblazing. So important news may come your way, and you might experience steady, positive growth. The Eight of Wands has a meaning that it can sometimes pertain to your work, and the decision that you are waiting for will come your way soon. You need to be patient and just wait for it. So this is something where when we see the 8 sprouting wands sailing through the air at high speed, we know that good news is on the way. And their flight suggests change, movement, and travel. So the sky's clear, and you've got that beautiful river, which is flowing freely, which is giving life to that surrounding landscape. So we've got some card meanings, and generally this card is talking about the fact that when we had the struggles that we saw there in last week's card, which was Seven of Wands, that's all been cleared away now. And now we've got the freedom and the space to move forwards with our plans again. So the 8 is a dynamic card with a high energy that propels you forwards to reach your goals to much faster than ever before. And so you can expect to be very busy, but this is one of those good busies, a period where we're enthusiastic about the progress. So the Eight of Wands encourages us to go with the flow, to not resist it. And everything is moving fast, so it makes the most of the momentum. And that's what we've got to do. We've got to manifest it, action. Make your goals and dreams happen now. You can't say, oh, in a minute, because the energy of the universe is synced to flow through you and propel you close to your goal, which, of course, in this suit, as you're hearing me say, in all our tutorials about the wands, it's about action, energy and action. So we can't delay that. It has to happen. If we try and slow things down because we're not ready, or we're fearful about the unknown, this opportunity will go to waste. So using that energy, we need to fuel positive change and produce those significant results. And so the Eight of Wands also invites you to be laser focused with your intentions and actions. You've got to determine what it is you're trying to manifest, and then you've got to align it with all your resources and all your energy to focus on that singular goal. It's about removing all distractions and devoting yourself to the task with total concentration, determination, will, and excitement. This experience can be highly productive, allowing you to accomplish a lot in a very short period of time. And with the Eight of Wands, you can look forward to things happening rapidly and completing on a project in some way. But you can also expect to be occupied by something new and even more exciting very soon. It's action orientated. So this is a card that's encouraging you to go moving really quickly. It's just quick and that's it. And it's all about the best things, the best opportunities are now coming your way. And that's because you've worked hard. Remember, we go back over our tutorials, and what were we talking about? We were saying that every single time we were looking at the fact that we started off with that Ace of Wands. And the Ace of Wands was a helping hand from the universe, giving us something to work with. And by working with it, we have one on our own, and then we try and actually meet up with somebody and form some sort of partnership, which is the two. Then we start to create something. Then we start to try and build something and consolidate, like the Four of Wands. Then we go into, crikey, we're halfway in our journey. We're now starting to disagree or have some mock battles or have to start dismantling it and trying to rebuild or maybe restart. And then we get the victory of the Six of Wands, where we've got this, wow, everyone thinks you're amazing. And then last week we saw everyone went, yeah, and I want that, and I'm going to come and challenge you and oppose you. Now all that's done. So the journey is getting to 10. And so the Eight of Wands is totally present to determine that your energy is telling you, go and get it. So the Eight of Wands often suggests air travel. And why? The ones are flying, air travel. It might be short term or a whirlwind trip. Maybe it's a business trip or a holiday. You might even enjoy being part of going on a zappy group trip that takes in a bit like a cruise, where you go from here to there and there, and everything is really fast. Fast visits from one place to the next. Okay. So don't forget that. And it can be road travel, it can be air travel. It just means across the miles at high speed, zapping about. So if this comes up and somebody's asking about career, their work, their finances, it's great news. It's a positive card. It's as simple as that. It's a card of quick change, of action, and the Ace of Wands could signal that there's going to be a change in your employment situation, or that your status is changing within your current establishment, or that your job search is speeding up. It's all good news. This is a card saying you've got to be ready to take advantage of all of the opportunities. So in a work-related reading, the Eight of Wands can mean that there's a significant proportion of work that will require air travel and frequent short business trips. Alternatively, you might be expected to keep up with demanding timelines and a need for a new speed in what you're doing, given the ones in this card are all in straight lines and the angle that they're at, they're landing. And the Eight of Wands can also show that you're streamlining your work activities to increase the efficiency and the way in which you speed things up within your work. Career related, the Eight of Wands might point to that ideal job that would require you to be thinking on your feet and zap into action. You'll need to be sharp and you'll need to be on your toes, and you'll need to be able to keep up with the demands and the challenges of such a fast-paced job, because it looks like decisions must be made within split seconds and there's little room for error. This could be exhausting, but it would be rewarding financially and emotionally to see how far you can go and grow. And if it's about your finances, it indicates, good news, that things will be swift, really positive. So if you're waiting for news about finances, maybe you've applied for something to get more finances, let's say it's a new job and you're looking for a raise, or you're looking for a bonus, or you're looking for some sort of compensation, or you've applied for a loan, or you want your insurance to pay out, or a pension scheme, something, or credits, whatever it happens to be, it doesn't matter. It's saying there is good news and you will hear very quickly. And that matters concerning finances, or I was in a positive way with this card, right? And that you might need to make quick decisions to invest or so I'm going to put my money there. You might be, oh, crikey, this came up really quickly. It's happened to me so many times. And mine was, number one, it was all of a sudden we went somewhere and within a week, our house was on the market. We were on a flight. We were looking at buying properties overseas. Our house sold within 5 days. And it was like, okay, we're moving temporarily. We built this place and everything was done high speed. And that included travel, and that included relocating, and that included building, and that included selling, and that included renting in between. So that's a great example of everything. 8 of Wands, energy, high energy, quick thinking, quick action, action orientated. Personality types are quick, action orientated, fast paced, always up with the latest news and technology. These people are always exuding busyness, and they're always actively involved in multiple or numerous activities simultaneously. Yet they cope, and they cope really well with intensity. And they might like to travel, and they like an exciting lifestyle filled with action and new experiences. So getting the 8 of Wands, people don't sit still for long, and it's challenging. But these kind of people are impatient and eager to keep moving on to the next bit of progress, the next level, the next step. They want to make progress, and that's it. If it's relationship, does anybody know what this card's cliche is? Does anybody know? Relationships and love. This is known as the Cupid's Arrows of Love card. If you didn't know that, you do now. Now, in a new relationship, the 8 of Wands implies that a whirlwind romance is at your feet. And so you might become fascinated with your new partner, wanting to spend all of your time or every minute or every second together. So it's a bit like that. In an established relationship, oh yeah, definitely lots of passion and action. They are, when somebody says, oh, can you look at this, and you don't see any emotional cards, look at the physical, what they're going to do, what's going to happen, how's it going to go. There is passion, there is action, there is speed. This is like lightning. This is Cupid's arrows of love. They are going to make quick decisions. They are definitely, look at the growth on the wands. In an established relationship, the 8 of Wands may still indicate that the relationship is moving forward really quickly, and that you are already going on to the next stage, which could be about marriage or moving in together, or the next stage in the game for what you feel is appropriate for you both. But it means that action, they'll do it. Let's go forwards. Spiritually, the 8 of Wands provides sudden openings. It's a bit like a new level of understanding of spiritual expansion, one of those moments of clarity and a breakthrough moment, aha, and your spiritual path suddenly becomes crystal clear. Everything goes to the periphery and you are completely focused. And so you can take immediate action to start changing and transforming your life. It can be a bit like an epiphany. It just points to the fact that everything's whizzing everything's fast, everything's buzzing. So it's a bit like being on a permanent buzz and an adrenaline sort of overload. And so that is what can be happening if somebody says, can you look at my well-being? It's, you might need to watch those things that are making you buzz too much and just take it easy. Watch the caffeine and watch the fact that your adrenaline isn't crashing and rising up and down simply because you could control it by making different choices, perhaps with water or whatever it is that is a healthier option if you are in this, caught up in this exciting action card, which you can't hang around. That's what I'm saying. You can't go, oh, it's all good, it's all happening. You've almost not got time to discuss it or plan it, and you've just got to do the best you can and go next. And yes, full of energy. Now, the number 8, it's in different sort of values of 8 is, it's about change. It's about honesty. It's about determination. And it's a very good number. When you get this card, what this comes up in your reading, one of the main things here is to say, expect communication and things to speed right up as events are now going to come to a very quick conclusion. Anything that's been delayed will end. Anything and everything's going to get busy. Now's the time for you to focus. Nothing's going to stand in the way, but you've got to remember that you've got to communicate. And that's the key to your success. Let other people know what you're doing. Let them know. The 8 of Wands ends any delays. So if you've been hanging around, waiting to move, waiting for a job to come up, waiting to hear about something, waiting to be accepted, waiting for that, maybe a horrific matter, a certificate, a license, a visa, a piece of paper, the paperwork, or HR giving you a contract, those kind of horrific moments, then you know that good news is coming. All right. And if you had the Hierophant with that, I'm just giving you a little bit of how we do our Tuesdays. When those come together, it's yes. Oh, am I moving? Am I moving job? Am I moving home? Will I get my mortgage? Will I get accepted? Will I get my raise? Will I be able to get that car? Will I be able to travel? Will I be able to go on holiday? Those kind of moments. So it's really exciting, and it's got a rush of action that is really saying it's time to strike while the iron's hot. Events and issues within your life will be sped up, there's no question, which means that conclusions or solutions will be reached sooner rather than later when you get this card. I dare say you might have had this card in your reading. It's all about that sudden progress where you might go, oh, I haven't got time to this, that, and the other. Don't worry about it. Just go. Those things won't matter. Those things could change, or those things can be done later. So your life will revolve around phone calls, letters, emails, conversations, and people messaging you. Events are now set in motion. There's no trying to change the outcome, because if you try and slow things down, you'll cause chaos. So you've got to enjoy the ride and prepare for the positive outcome. Everything's going smoothly. Yeah, working in progress. Of course you are. It's on it all the time. Nobody said it's piece by piece. And that's why we've got all of these wands aligned. They're no longer bumping into each other like they were in the 5 of Wands, for example. Everything's kind of landing where it needs to. So it's great energy card, especially if you're fire. Excellent. So if new opportunities are coming your way, it's a chance to move things along, grab them. Because when it comes to anything, act, don't wait, jump in. The same goes for anything that you want, whether it's love, whether it's actually about your career, whether it's about your studies, whether it's, oh, shall I do this course, shall I not? Maybe I should wait. If you've got a message or you've got the energy of that, and you'll feel the buzz. It's exciting. Life is full of problems, and when we get a little bit of a buzz or a little bit of beep, come on, let's go. Are you ready? We can't wait. Get on the bus or it'll leave without you. And then you'll be in chaos. Oh, I want to get there, but I wanted to go later. Tough. The chain of events, they're all in line. Do you see what I'm saying? Look at those wands. They are lined up in a certain way, and that means everything's in line with each other. So if you try and change one of them, they're all meant to be happening smoothly, carefully, and they're not competing. Don't get mistaken with that. They're all going to land. A bit like throwing darts or bullets. They're all going to land where they're targeted to. The Eight of Wands can represent air travel, of course, or even land travel. So don't think, oh, it's just flights. It's not. Sagittarius card, Temperance is definitely that. But this is just saying it's talking about going overland. And so that can be nationally or locally. So don't be surprised if you start seeing a lot of different places. All right. Now, some key words about this card. It's where things come to a conclusion. It's where you're getting a solution. It's where you're getting results. And it's where you've got the wind in your sails because it's exciting. And when it's exciting, always remember this, folks, excitement and nerves can feel like the same thing. A bit like any of my colleagues or readers that were on my platform previously who used to come to me for a reading would say, quite simply, you know what, it's one of those things, but I've really just got to get it from someone else because I don't know whether I'm mixed up with emotion or intuition. And they can feel like the same thing. Your emotions can feel like your intuition. Excitement can feel like nerves. Don't worry about it. Just do it anyway. That is what this card is saying. Anya, hi, yeah, that's good. All things work together for good. Absolutely. What a beautiful picture there. I love. Isn't that gorgeous? Anya, how lovely. I hope I'm saying it correctly. My niece is called Anya, spelled slightly differently without the H at the end. Beautiful. Speed, action, movement, activity, hurry, win the race, rush, momentum. How are you? Lovely to see you. I don't think we've spoken before, Anya. You're very welcome. Thanks for saying hi. And it is good. We've got to go with that. That's what life's about. We live for these times. We don't want to go, oh, I'm nervous, I'm worried. Thank you. That's my daughter's name. Oh, beautiful. You're Virginia. Hi, Virginia. It comes, I see. You're probably in, yeah, you're in your daughter's account or whatever it is. Ania. So your name is Virginia and you're Libra. Happy birthday to you. We're still in Libra times, just. Have you had your birthday already? Your first time. Oh, let's give you a welcome. Welcome to Anya. Anya, you're very welcome. Energy. I love that. And you know what? I pick up the energy of the card, obviously, that I'm reading. So this is all about speed and haste and beat. Oh, wow. Congratulations. You got your new house on your birthday, finally. Yes, it was great. You couldn't ask for more. Anya, that is exactly it. Everything's in alignment and you will find your birthday. That's pretty special. Pretty special. What you must do is make a note of that and have a look at your astrology. Head over to the website and you stay around. I'll be showing you the website where you can go on and look up. We have a natal chart. You can go and look up your moon, your Mercury, everything for free on there. Do have a look. It's free. Take it for free. The more you understand yourself, the more you can actually go, that's why it's working. That's what you do. Also, if it's a new home, make sure that you purify it. Use salt all around your property. Just trail it around. Table salt is one of my favorites because I don't like to tell people to actually use sage and smudge things. I have myself gone, whoops, a little bit dropped on the floor. And that's been ultra careful. So I like to recommend salt, and just use salt, go round your property. If it's your new property and you want to claim that energy and cleanse it of the people before, and actually say to the house, we're going to give you as much love as those people, but we love you now. We love you now. And then once you've actually, I'd leave that as long as you can, 12 hours, 24 hours. I know it's impossible, but open the windows, get rid of that energy, not because it's negative, simply because you are welcoming and loving the property. And if great things happened and you're waiting for something like your new house on your birthday, this is exactly what this card is all about. So, Annie, I'm really delighted you actually shared that with us. It's also true for me, because all of a sudden, it took a long time in coming, like that journey from the Ace of Wands to the 8, as it was for you. And you didn't just wake up and go moving house today. It was a whole process. But then when it happens, we go, gosh, because we are nervous and excited. Nervous, it might not happen. Excited, because we just don't know. Yeah. That is confirmation for you. Salt protection, absolutely. And then hoover it up. And then once you've actually hoovered it up, take it out into the garden, so it's no longer in your home. So if you've got one, I've got one of those, it's not got a bag, so I use a carrier bag, tie it up, and then take it to the dustbin, knowing that the bin man's going to come and take it away, because we don't want that energy. And yes, do that and bless that. You've got 4 tarot decks. I hope that you keep coming to see us here. If you can't make the lives, I shouldn't say that because I want your company, but I have the podcasts. So you'll be able to see the podcasts. Let's show you our Thursday podcast on my YouTube channel, Virginia. Yeah. So you see all the lessons that I've done, starting from the Fool, are there. Okay. So you can find everything that we've done right back from the major arcana, where we started with the Fool, and then we worked from 1 to 10 with the swords, and then 1 to 10 with the cups. And for those that missed it, I put it on a podcast for you. We're also here on Tuesdays, when on Tuesday, we'll be using the card that I'm teaching on Thursday, which in this case is the 8 of Wands. And we show you how to actually work with combining cards. Okay. And that's always a really interesting one. You're welcome to contribute. You don't just have to type. And on Tuesdays, sometimes we have a guest come in. Passionate Salty's been in. You're welcome. And yeah, this is a system. I teach tarot, and I've taught it to people for a long time. And it's my passion. And of course, I am a professional tarot reader. I have my own psychic platform. Why do I do this? Simply because people ask me to. And now that I've put it all together and refreshed it about a week ago. So Cupid's arrows of love. And in this card, we see those 8 wands hurtling through the sky, and they're going across that body of land to another body of land, but they're also going across water. And so travel is obviously suggested here. Yes, flights, driving, boats, anything, all forms of travel. Is it international? Yes. Is it national? Yes. Is it local? Yes. The persistence and the tenacity of the 7 of Wands has now paid off. And by not giving in to the competition, the difficulties have passed, which allows the full strength of the Wands to follow unhindered. So this is just how fire likes to move, isn't it? And it's probably why we don't see any figures in this card. Yeah? Oh, that's a great tip. Absolutely. Absolutely. Meant to be then, isn't it? Not many Anne-Maries around. Isn't that funny? Your mum's name is Anne-Marie and your daughter's Anya. There we go. Yeah. Just shows you. or there's lovely happenstances that are meant to be, synchronicity. So these, oh, bless. You can also ground it very simply. Don't pay too much for crystals, darling. You can always turn around and use a stone. I use stones all the time. Bear with me. Anya, sorry. Here we go. Have I got? The answer is on this occasion, no. But I've got tons of crystals, massive one behind me, but you can have tiny ones. I've got a huge one behind me. I can't lift it up. That's a tiny one. And they're runes as well. Yeah, you can get tiny tumblestone ones. Go with something like that. Or if you are stuck in any way, just go to your garden, go and get a stone that you like the feel of, or go to the beach, whatever it is you want to do. Pick something up that actually feels lovely in your hand, and that will ground you, okay? And also your jewellery, whatever jewellery you've got. Trust me, I've not got any stones tonight. Oh, I've got these. Yeah, I forgot what these are called. They change colour with your mood, but I wouldn't rely on that on camera because I use a green screen. So who knows? Yeah. So back to the wands. It's lovely that you're chatting. I'm so grateful. You're welcome. You're absolutely welcome. I should have actually done a little bit more soon as it's a full moon, but do what I possibly can when I can. So yeah, every little helps. That's what we're here for. And why am I here? Because I have an awful lot of experience. You asked me for this, and it's important that I share it. It's as simple as that. The ones are seen coming into land, and that suggests that your goals are now in sight and close to being actualized and realized. So finally, we're free to get what we want and what we want to do and where we want to go. Activities and energies are beginning to speed up. So it's a card of speed. And the ones are traveling in unison. They're not clashing and they're not crossing in their journeys. And so they are gathering momentum with every second that they're traveling. And at this stage, there's no point in making any changes in anything you're doing or trying to reroute. That's why it's depicted like this, because they've taken on a life and a powerful force of their own, because you got it started. You gave it that push. You were the one that went to all that hard work. This is now a period of time that's trouble-free and everything is progressing and you are moving towards your goals without any significant obstacles. And so as the ones come down to land, they use the earth energy to ground their goals successfully. And look at that picture. We've got all going on there. Yeah, we've got the sky, which represents air. We've got the land, which is earth. And we've got the wand, of course, which is fire. And then we've got the stream. So all elements here. It's also why we feel good. Yeah. Yeah, be careful what you wish for. You've got to use it wisely and you've got to get on with it and not complain about it or say, oh, I don't know, because it won't work for you. If you've got this card, this is all your ideas, plans, dreams, visions, aspirations that were previously in the Seven of Wands or in any of the sevens in the suits in actual fact. They're coming into manifestation and manifestation of action. Okay, because the wands is action. Fire is action and work. And you now can begin to see the positive results for all of your actions. So the Eight of Wands frees the wands from any restrictions or binds. So remember that in the reading, folks. If you see that, so look, we can get things changed, especially if you're seeing it coming in and somebody who's bound up in some way mentally, even by the wands or even a pentacle coming in. But like the Cupid's arrows of love, it's like the archer's bow. Yeah, the sheer force of the fire. It can be overwhelming. It's wow, because it's like blazing arrows. We've all seen those movies where they're scorching the skyline. dazzling in the glow of flaming orange and red, and creating this atmosphere of excitement and celebration, but energy, positive energy. So it's a buzz, it's a rush as it travels and lands earthbound. So whenever they land, we'll be able to explore and look at it in action. And so everything's coming together, and it's very strong energy. And the wands soar through the air as they're going across that water there. Fire's once released. Once it's actually released, it's happy. It likes to move or spread rapidly and quickly. It doesn't burn slowly. It most likely wants to not be restricted and go from one place to another as quickly as possible. And so here we're seeing it go from one place overland via water. And so when we're examining the Eight of Wands, we must also consider that each of the wands depicted represents a project, an issue, a job, a wish, a demand, something that the wand family people are famous for. And brilliant at multitasking. They're full of enthusiasm. But don't forget, folks, and this is why I always say go and look at your natal chart. Don't just look at your sun sign. Find out where you've got elements of fire in your chart. That's why I like people to go and have a look at the natal chart, and that's why I put it on there. I don't want to be sending you here, there, and everywhere, and people say, oh, I've got to pay this, that, and the other. It's totally free on our site. It's simply there for your reference to go, who am I? What am I? How can I know myself better? I am a Cancerian, but my moon is Leo, fire. And so that's why I'm comfortable, happy. Leo, it relates to the fifth house, is the inner child. It's about our hobbies. It's about our play. So where do I feel most comfortable and most relaxed? When I am in doing what I love. When we get this excitement, we're at a creative stage of something. And we now need to be able to get on with that journey and make sure that we are able to look at the demands that it will make from us, but that things are moving fast, that we mustn't slow it down, and that we've got to try and multitask everything. And this comes up in a reading, and it's about love. Of course, things are going to be happening pretty quick. Romance, things just bursting with intensity and action. How do they feel? It's wow. They want to get going. They want to get moving. They want to be with you. They want to this. They want to spend every moment with you. It's one of kind of cards. I hope that we are getting rid of that thing of I've got to look for cups in order to do a romance reading, because not at all. It's not about have to be emotional cards or the element of water to represent. I can understand that it represents emotions, but we need to know what people are thinking and what people are doing, and where are they now? What have they done? What's already a product? Where are they in their journey? Where am I in my journey? Those kind of questions. Things reach a natural conclusion when we've got this card. And it's like that red hot energy that makes your world spin because life is taking off. And a bit like Anu was saying, Virginia, beg your pardon, she moved. Now, that a whole chain of events due to that move, new friends will come in, new situations, new problems. Of course, none of us live a life that we don't have something to learn, but you're on a journey to actually go right. You might be able to say, oh, I've got this problem, I've had this before, but I've got the experience from it. And here we go, wow, that worked. Because you feel confident about the fact that you could afford to actually put that boundary there because you're in a new home, doing a new thing. This girl's amazing. I'm going to put this up. My mouth open, Daniel. Just looked at my birth certificate to see what time I was born, and I noticed I was £8 8 ounces. I'm born in 1988, and we are learning about the Eight of wands. How powerful is that? Virginia, my goodness me, that is totally brilliant. If I could screenshot sort of what's weird is on my clock, I'm seeing it was 8:58 and I've got 8 people watching on YouTube. So there you go. Thank you so much for your company. Come along and join us. Anything you want to learn about tarot, go and have a look at the podcast, okay? You're absolutely welcome. And yeah, just have a look at this, folks. I'll be playing you out right now. I'm going to show you our new courses about tarot, tarotwithanne.com. That's my website. That's where you get the courses. Lovely to see you all. Have a look at this. Look at my new website and my new courses. See you soon.